Hello, Ash here from Project Equanimity. Today I thought I would share a breathing technique called the Wim Hoff Method. It's a pretty crazy thing. If you haven't watched the Vice documentary, The Iceman, go and watch it. It's all about Wim Hof and his life and how he discovered this technique and how he shares it with the world. But just to touch on it briefly, basically, his wife died and he had all his kids to look after, and he was incredibly depressed. And he traveled the world and just sort of sought out yogis and people who use ancient technologies. And he discovered this breathing technique. And basically, he uses it to gain control over his autonomic nervous system, which until now is apparently scientifically impossible. But this guy has like multiple Guinness Book of World Records for withstanding extreme cold temperatures. And he claims he does it because he gains control over his nervous system. And he invited scientists to test him rigorously under, clinical conditions. And they did, and they're like, oh yeah, you are doing this, but maybe you're a freak of nature. And he said, no, I'm not. I've trained other people, go and test them. And they tested them. And lo and behold, they can control their nervous system as well. So I watched The Iceman a few years ago and I thought, this guy is cool, and I loved everything he was doing and his story, and I wanted to go and do it with him. I'm sure I will one time. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And a few years later, I was in the heights of depression. Don't know if you can use those words in the same sentence, but a particularly horrendous period of my life. I was extremely morbidly depressed. I tried everything, it seemed, and nothing was working, and I'd just given up. And that's what depression is. You just give up and just kind of exist. And I thought, I'll give this Wim Hof method a go. I just remembered it and I looked it up on YouTube, and I figured out how to do it without signing up on the courses. There's hundreds of videos to do it. Mine is just one of many. And I did it, and I didn't feel any different. And then I did it the next day, and I didn't feel any different. But I just kept on doing it. And by the third day I did it, and I realised, as I was saying, I don't feel any different, I had a smile on my face. And that's when I realised that I wasn't all that depressed anymore. I still was horrendously depressed, but just doing this one thing, just gave me some semblance of power and control over myself. And hey, I was smiling, so that's always a good thing, right? So I'll talk through the technique and what you do, but basically, we used to do this when we were kids at school. Basically, we used to hyperventilate for ages and get all our mates, like one person would just hyperventilate, and then all our mates, we'd hold our breath, and then they would push against our chest, like 5 people pushing against your chest. And then you sort of like pass out and they'd catch you. But we would hallucinate. So we used to do this, in primary school when we were like 8, 10 years old, whatever. We used to do it in high school as well. So the purpose is not to hallucinate. That's a byproduct. But basically, you flood your system with oxygen. I've also seen this on the Woodstock documentary. There's a bunch of hippies just hyperventilating, and we all know from Fight Club, oxygen gets you high. And basically, what Wim Hof tells you to do is you do this method, and then you can do some sort of exercise whilst doing it, like some simple yoga or some press-ups or sit-ups or whatever. And then you get a cold shower. And I've been doing this for a while. I'm still a total wuss with cold water. But in the shower, I'm not too bad because I can do it gradually, turn the temperature down to cold. And then I sort of bring back the mentality and physically of this breathing and just breathe into the cold. And then it becomes nothing, like no temperature at all. It's not hot or cold. You're just there and it's fine. But afterwards, you feel great. You feel amazing. So, yeah, Wim Hof shares it as basically a cure for depression, a treatment for depression and anxiety. So, if you are depressed, give it a try. I can remember describing this technique to a friend of mine who was horrendously depressed. And I was like, look, it worked for me. It might not work for everyone, but it seems to be, because Wim Hof is gaining a huge community, global community. People literally saying this has changed my life for all kinds of ailments, not just depression or anxiety, but physical ailments. And it's the most natural thing on earth. It's just using our breath. No drugs, no psychotherapy, just nothing. Just literally using our bodies to change our energy, to change our mental state, to change our physical state. Everything is connected. So, yeah, what I was saying is, I described it to my friend and went, give it a go. And he was already anti it. He was like, it's useless, it's not going to work, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, well, mate, you want to be depressed then? You're choosing to be depressed. I've just told you what started my journey of healing. Of course, there were many other things, but this was a physical thing that I could do. Rather than just lay in bed every day feeling sorry for myself and thinking that everything in the world's shit, I just got up and did this. And it was the start of like just re-engaging with my body and, yeah, as I say, just gaining some sort of control over your life. So give it a go. Okay, so now I'll go through the technique. Basically, I tried to do it using yogic breathing, but you don't have to. I'll talk through that anyway. But yogic breathing, there's many different forms, but if you just think about, normally we breathe like this, but switch it around. Breathe into your stomach first, and then bring that air up to your abdomen, to your solar plexus, and then into your chest. And then on the out breath, bring your stomach in and slightly up. So it looks like this. So a breath in is this. See how it comes to my stomach first? Try and do that whilst you're doing the technique. But as I said, if it's too weird, don't. Just breathe how it feels comfortably for you. But basically, you want to breathe in as harshly as possible. Like a full, get all that oxygen into your body. And don't worry about looking mental. Obviously, I look mental doing this, and I'm doing it in front of you all. I don't care, because if you try this and it changes something in your life, that's brilliant, okay? So you breathe in rigorously, and on your out breath, you let it out, but you don't force it out. You don't go, you go like this. So you put emphasis on the in breath and just let the out breath just come out. And as you do it, you turn it into a circular motion. You can't just be like, you do it circular. So just picture that circle going round. You might start to get lightheaded, but you do this for basically, go for 30 times, 30 rounds. Sometimes I need to do it for like 60 or even 90. But the more you concentrate on it, the more you think about flooding your body with oxygen in this circular motion, the easier it is to actually get there. and you'll start feeling maybe your hands tingling, your feet tingling. This is oxygenated blood getting sent around your body. But you want to aim for around 30 times. And then you hold your breath. But you don't breathe in and hold your breath like this. It's on the out breath. So after you've done 30 rounds, after your out breath, you then just don't breathe for as long as possible. I haven't done this for a while, so I'm not trained. I'm not as good as I could be, but I got up to 3 minutes and 7 seconds one time, which for me is amazing. But basically, you just don't breathe for as long as possible. And then you take in one breath in. When you're literally like, oh my God, I need to breathe, you just take one breath in and you hold that for as long as possible. But round about 30 seconds. So I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to look ridiculous, but that doesn't matter. But just to show you how to do it, how to do one round of it. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to try and do the yogic breathing. I might fail at it and just revert to normal breathing, but we'll see. Okay. You know it's working because you start to feel happy and you get more and more buzzing. I can feel my hands tingling, my whole torso. Keep pushing. Keep going. When you feel like you're going to explode, you can either stop and lie down or just sit and meditate. And hold your breath. Take one breath in. first round, when you do 30 of them, and then on the out breath, you just don't breathe, your whole body is tingling. And then it's like a wave which gradually you feel around your body, which gradually just starts to disperse and subside. And then when you breathe in again, it comes back. Like my fingers are really tingling now. Okay. So I just did it by sitting and just meditating. The more you do it, the deeper you go. And I find actually lying down is way nicer, because you just feel your whole body and you just sink into the ground and you're not thinking of anything. You're just feeling the sensation. It's almost like weightlessness. It's a really good meditation technique as well. But this time I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do some sit-ups. If you try and do 25 sit-ups on one breath, I know that sounds mental, but you can totally do it. One breath. And you can do it on the first batch where you have the out breath and you just hold it and don't breathe. You can do the sit-ups then. Or you can do it in the second bit where you breathe in and then do sit-ups. Or press-ups, sorry. It's completely different. One is like really relaxed and feels passive, whereas the other one feels really active. I think I'm going to go for the second one, the active one, where you breathe in and then do 25 press-ups on one breath. So here we go. Feel it here, and here, and in my feet, around my face, and my feet. I'm going to lie down for this one. Out. And then just breathe normally. Just to calm everything back down. That was quite intense. My whole body tensed up then, my face and everything. Felt like I was doing this. I probably was. My hands are still tingling. But I feel really buzzing, but calm and focused. You're meant to do 3 sets of this. So however you want to do it, you can just lay there and meditate for each one 3 times. Or you can do press-ups for each one, or sit-ups. Or some yoga. I haven't actually ever tried yoga, so maybe I'll try that now. We'll do one more round. Okay, here we go. face is really tingly, and I feel like my lips are tensed up. It's really weird. That was really different. I found it harder to get the sensation going because obviously I've already done 2 rounds of it, and my lung capacity is stretched, and also this forceful movement. The more relaxed you get, it's sort of like the less you need to do it, if that makes sense. So I wasn't able to hold my breath as long, and also being in a yoga stretch, I think you sort of send that oxygen and that blood to the areas to maintain the pose. And because yoga is a lot about yin and yang and inward and outward breath, when you go from a downward dog into an upward dog or a sphinx or whatever, you tend to breathe into the next pose and hold it, and then breathe out of it into the next pose. So not being able to do that is quite weird. Yeah, that was hard, but I feel super high. I'm really relaxed, like trippy high, relaxed. Oh, it feels good. So now what I'm going to do is go and get a cold shower, and that finishes off the practice. I know people that do this every day. When I've done it in the past daily, I haven't done 3 rounds. I've just done 1. And then I go and get a cold shower and sort of start my day. You can do this once a week. Do it for like whenever you want. I tend to do it when I remember it now. I don't have a daily practice of this, I probably should. But if I'm just feeling down or a bit sad or something, I go, oh, Wim Hoff Method, I'll go and do that. And it just makes you feel good, man. It makes you feel great. You're not even thinking about how you felt before because you feel different. So there you go. That's the Wim Hof Method. Make sure you do the cold shower. It's a strange thing. Like, I just have more of an awareness of my body now. My fingers are still tingling a bit, and I feel calm and focused, like I said before, but really relaxed. But just more, I have more presence of my body now. So when you're standing under a cold shower, it's not torturous. It's like a meditation. You sort of, obviously you're aware of the sensation of it being cold and freezing, and like, why the hell would you torture yourself through that? But trust me, do it gradually. Don't start off with a really hot shower, just start off with a normal, moderately hot shower, and then gradually turn it down. But while you're doing, breathe in and out. Just breathe into it. Use your breath to get yourself further into the colder temperatures. And then when you hit like total freezing cold, just stay there and just breathe. Just breathe through it. See how long you go. Technically you're meant to do sort of 5 minutes. And the more you do it, if you do this every day, you start to build up a real tolerance for it. But you just feel so refreshed and like raring to go. It sort of fills you with energy and positivity, and you feel happy. So yeah, try it. That's the Wim Hof Method. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Comment below if you want me to do more exercises, more techniques that I've used that have helped me, like just ancient technologies. I'm always looking for new ones. So comment below if you want to see more of this stuff, or if there's anything you do want me to put videos about. You can tell I'm high, Jesus. Make videos about. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it. Please give it a like, it really helps me out. And subscribe to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button. Even if you don't care, even if you're just watching this video on a whim, I might do something further down the line where you go, oh, yeah, that really resonates with me. You never know in this crazy world. So hit the subscribe button. I need to get 100 subscribers so I can get a personalized URL YouTube thingy rather than just like one that's this long and not personal. So get me up to 100, please. Tell all your mates, hit the subscribe button, jump on Instagram and follow me there. I post stuff every single day. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Namaste.